It's 2022. You're scrolling through a headline screaming that America's middle class is shrinking faster than ever. Somewhere a supply chain snarls another shipment while a CEO boasts record profits. But beneath this chaos, there's a hidden story told in 100 charts, tracing decades of rise, crash, and the unraveling future. What if those charts could reveal not just what's broken, but how we got dangerously adrift? Let's find the thread of this unraveling. The American middle class, once the country's backbone, is now slipping through its fingers. This isn't just economics. It's about power, identity, and the very promise of opportunity. In 1945, after World War II, the U.S. saw a boom like no other. Factories hummed, GIs returned with GI bills, and suburbs like Levittown sprang up, representing hope and stability. Scott Galloway points to charts showing middle-class incomes ballooning, a time when owning a home and securing a good job was the rule, not the exception. Imagine the economy like a layered cake. The top frosting is the plutocrats, glistening and growing thicker, while the middle sponge, the middle class, is steadily thinning. Galloway uses data showing how income gains piled at the top, leaving the middle just crumbs and the bottom struggling for a slice, illustrating how inequality fractures not just wallets but communities. Fast forward to today, Galloway's charts reveal that as the middle class erodes, the wealth gap explodes. But here's the kicker. Tech giants and financial elites surge ahead, gobbling up market share and influence. The takeaway? America isn't just losing its middle class, it's shifting power in ways that rewrite who controls the nation's economic destiny. Big tech isn't just changing our apps, it's reshaping our economy and democracy. But how did this happen? How did a handful of companies grow so big so fast? Scott Galloway charts the meteoric rise of Apple, Amazon, Google, and Facebook, companies that went from startups to market juggernauts faster than any industry before. Their scale is staggering. Amazon's Oz alone powers a third of the internet. He threads this story with vivid names and numbers, showing the trajectory that feels less like luck and more like a tidal wave. Think of big tech like a snowball rolling down a mountain that only picks up bigger snowballs. This is network effects in action. The more users a platform has, the more valuable it becomes, making it nearly impossible for competitors to break in. This natural monopoly traps markets and user attention, a reality Galloway maps clearly through chart after chart. This isn't just about apps, it's about data as a new kind of currency. Galloway points out how these companies monetize not just products but your attention and behavior, reshaping power dynamics. The surprising insight? Big tech's control might be the biggest story affecting democracy and your future job security. So where does this leave us? Is America doomed to drift further, or can these storms steer us into a new horizon? Galloway digs into looming threats and hidden possibilities. Galloway's charts show sharp rises in polarization aligned with economic anxiety. Regions losing manufacturing jobs vote increasingly for extremes. He humanizes it with stories of small-town Ohio and Pennsylvania where the fading promise feeds desperation, and political unrest becomes entwined with financial ruin, making democracy itself feel shaky. The so-called Great Resignation isn't just quitting jobs, it's a cultural reckoning over work's value and purpose. Millions choose flexibility over stability, pushing businesses to adapt or fail. Galloway frames this through surveys that reveal a workforce demanding dignity and respect, signaling a potential seismic shift in American labor's landscape. Lastly, those tangled supply chains aren't just pain points. They're a warning and an opportunity. The pandemic exposed dependencies on distant factories and fragile just-in-time models. But Galloway uncovers how this could prompt innovation, reshoring jobs, and smarter trade strategies, offering a glimpse of hope amid the chaos. Remember that headline from the start? Those 100 charts Scott Galloway throws down reveal a nation at a crossroads, financially squeezed, politically splintered, but still capable of choosing a different path. Next time you think about the economy or big tech, think visuals, decades of data, human lives behind the numbers. Here's the action. Start tracking one economic indicator yourself. Watching is the first step to steering. Stay curious, question narratives, and keep the conversation going. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.